Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Master Maz here from Brain Education Middle East. How's it going? This is your Sunday, and this is Gut, Happy Brain. Ooh, I got Vina on the line on YouTube. Thank you so much for your comment, letting yourself be known. Thanks, Vina. All right, and everyone else on the YouTube, hope yourself enjoying your sessions with us so far in Ramadan. Get yourself comfortable in a chair. We're going to discuss a few things, and then we're going to get straight into the practical. And for those watching us on the Zoom as well, get yourselves ready. Let's go. All right, guys. So happy gut, happy brain. I continually get surprised by how amazing this field of science, this field of practice is. It's incredible how much even I continually find new discoveries, new revelations, either experientially through my own experience or experience with other members in the private work that we do, or even in our theory and understanding and the science that keeps continuing getting discovered. It's almost like you have this knowledge from your experience, you felt it, and then when you read the affirmation to kind of say, that's what that is, it's like it really builds that wealth of knowledge. So it makes your learning all that more palpable, like you really can understand a whole lot more. So I'm going to present a different theory or a different perspective on what the gut can do. It's incredible. So for the most part, when we get spoken to this way about gut, they tell us how it's amazing in the sense of being a reflection of our psychological well-being and condition. Meaning, if your gut truly is in the right condition physiologically, something up here has got to be going right too. And the reverse being the opposite as well true. So if there's something going wrong here, this could also adversely affect our emotional state as well as our psychological state, our mood disposition as well. So often at times, child psychologists may ask the parent, how's their gut doing when they have, let's say, emotional tantrums or emotional breakdowns or up and down. Sometimes the gut really has a very vivid effect on the brain and its function. There's not enough out there, honestly, on how much. But here's the thing when it comes to the gut, brain thing. New science coming out about the hormones being secreted from the gut, serotonin, dopamine, mainly being sourced right here in the gut, not in the brain. So the switch may be up here in the brain, but it's being secreted out here. Now the missing gap, I believe, in this knowledge is how do you get that going? How do you instigate, how do you impulse, how do you motivate the gut to actually start secreting those dopamine, those serotonin, those neurotransmitters that help us feel so good? And what is the gut's actual relation in terms of the mechanical, let's say, relationship between what happens here and then in turn what happens up here? Oh, hello Marcella, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so with regards to that, I want to know a little bit more about the gut as we practice and experience, meaning there's a lot of knowledge out there and you could definitely delve into that wealth of that information. But here is why the practical part is so important. You need to become so familiar with your body in the sense of what does what to what. So you have to be your own case study. This is why I really see this as a form of self-discovery. So I found several areas, either through the tendons, the muscle tissue that run through the torso, hip area that you can actually access through the gut that help relieve our shoulders. It's crazy. And it's so incredible that you can actually improve hip mobility through what you do in terms of physical stimulation to your gut. So we're not even talking about emotion anymore. You can actually have physical relief, physical recovery, a form of physical recovery and physiology when it comes to the gut being connected to how healthy the rest of your body is. And that's really super interesting to me. What's even more interesting is the layers upon layers upon layers that the gut has a hand or a touch in. So when it comes to your myofascia tissue and how it holds your organs, the inflammation surrounding your organs. So if we form a posture where we are stretching out the back and the fascia, but then also palpate the organs, then you're kind of slowly opening out that stretch of skin that's the fascia underneath our skin. And so the grip it has on our organs releases. The grip it has on our muscles releases. And that extra grip, that extra tension causes inflammation. And that inflammation can be toxic to our organs. So there you have it. An instant example, just a one-off example on how our gut, the area of our gut, can actually help relieve inflammations around the body. And thus in turn, stresses of the mind. Because we know that inflammations in the body and inflamed brain can cause increased mental stress in the body as well as the brain. It's incredible. So for me, This is like a huge science experiment. I want you to adopt that mind when you're coming into this training. It's not just something you do and then you just feel better after, because I feel like you have to learn something along the way about your own physicality, about your mentality, about your spirituality, or even your emotional being. So when it comes to this, really see yourself as the object of your own self-discovery. That's what I want for you as an attitude when it comes to these kinds of trainings and sessions. So without further ado, that's my little about how I love and I'm really interested in this particular topic. Cameraman's like, what was that sound? All right, so with that said, let's go through the mechanics of what we're going to do today. First up, we're going to go through a warm-up where we actually move the gut and intestinal exercise. Beyond that, we're actually going to start into meridian openings that we then also boom, superimpose the intestinal exercise onto, but in different positions, so we can actually expose different organs at different times. And then after that, we're going to go through a nice breathing session with our gut. So this is more like abdominal or dungeon breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, however way you see it. But also we're going to go after that into our energetic meditation, really feel that bioelectric matter that's happening inside our body and see if we can grow sensitive to it. All right, guys, without further ado, that's me. So all we're going to need today is a seat later. You're going to be standing for the beginning. And then, well, your interest. That's really about it. Okay, guys, let's clear the seats. Let's go ahead and stand up. Meridian Man, we'll call on you later. All right, guys, let's do this. All right, Miss Vina. All right, Marcella. All right, everybody else watching too. Let's get going. All right, everybody, feet together, and let's go ahead and greet each other. This is a Korean practice in origin, so might as well learn some. Hands over your dungeon here, and let's go ahead and say hello, greet each other, welcome each other to this platform. The word is 반갑습니다, and that means nice to see you, or otherwise, more accurately, you look like heaven. All right, guys, 반갑습니다, and go ahead and greet your neighbors. 반갑습니다. If you got someone else around, 반갑습니다. Okay, so over here, we got our feet shoulder width apart, or a little bit wider than shoulder width. Knees nice and soft, hips nice and easy. And then your low back as well, kind of relaxed. So I want you to see what that looks like. So in the beginning, you may have like a bit of an arched back. When we bend our knees, we almost kind of flatten out that back, and we get that nice little smooth surface in the back. So you feel like your back's a little flatter, not as curved as it was before. So from here, that's the position. But keep your joints nice and easy and soft. Hands here over the lower abdomen, so thumbs right around the navel or the belly button, and I want you to pull in like you're squeezing your abdomen all the way back to the back of your spine, and then push out. So this is an active exercise, coming in and out, and your breathing is natural. So in the beginning, you may be feeling as though you need to match the breath. Not necessarily. This is more of an exercise than it is a breathing form. And so we're pulling and pushing in both directions, active in both directions. That's it. Relaxing the shoulders. And if you've seen me show Meridian Man before, you'll notice that the intestinal meridian, which is actually the energetic line that represents your intestines running through the body, runs through the back of your shoulders here. So that means we're affecting our shoulders. We're not only affecting our gut, just through this movement. So you can actually relieve a lot of shoulder tension. Hello, hello. Yes, welcome everybody who's just come in. Thank you. We're doing our warm-up and intestinal exercise. Well done. All right, guys, let's keep that going. Focus is here. So 3 things, 3 dimensions to always bring to mind. Mind being your focus, that's number 1. Number 2, control of movement. So you are continuous in this rhythm and movement. Number 3, breath. So even though the breath is not supposed to be matched, you should be aware of it, meaning don't trap it, don't hold it. Exhale out whenever you feel that kemped up energy inside your chest or any heat and feeling inside your body. Use your exhale as a ventilation system. Breathe out. That's the one. All right, we're going to keep going, and now we're going to go to a mindful count. Let's do it till 30. 1, 2, mind is still here. 4, good. 5, 6, nice job. 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember to keep breathing out any tensions, any heat, even any extraneous thoughts. It's a really good way to turn that to action almost right away. All right, next 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pulling in and pushing out. That's the key. All right, keep that going. Last 10. 2. Feel that heat. That's okay. 4. Breathing out. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30. Great. So first of all, before we just move on to the next exercise, go ahead and place your hands a little bit more firmly and closely to your abdomen. I want you to notice if you notice anything at all. So do you feel a difference in temperature? Maybe some pulsing, some sensation, or maybe you just feel a general sense of ease around this place here. But whatever it is you feel, connect with that. Connect with that feeling. Bring your mind to function as a feeler for now. All right, if you notice that temperature, great. And if you didn't feel anything at all, that's still a feeling, so you are activating. And then go ahead and sweep round. Exhale through. Good job. And then sweep down. Beautiful. All right, guys, so from there, let's get into some joint manipulation so that we can open up the meridians and couple it with the intensity exercise, just like we said. All right, so from here, open up the feet, bend the knees, as well as the hips. And then from there, let's go ahead and lean forward and show you the angle. It's really simple. All we're doing is leaning not exactly at a 45, that's a bit too low, so almost like at a 30-degree drop. There it is. And then from here, to protect the low back, you can squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads, just to kind of make sure that your back isn't carrying most of the load, that your muscles down here are activated to kind of lift you up a little bit more. All right, so from here, let's go ahead. Pull in the abdomen. There. Now as you do this, you're going to feel a gentle pressure in your low back. That's perfect. So you'll know that the lower intestines are directly in front of areas of your back which you sometimes exhibit some pains in. So this is how we actually compress, support the spine, and then release. It's also a good neurofeedback mechanism for your brain to let it know, hey, I got some feeling down here. I'd like you to pay attention. Send me some good stuff, like circulation, like, pain relievers that the brain produces by itself or triggers by itself. And as well, if you have a lymphatic drainage system that's a little shot and needs some toxin release, this is how you do it. Bring some heat, bring some movement and flow. That's the kind of atmosphere, that's the kind of ecosystem that your good microbiomes live in. Good. Breathe in and breathe out naturally, but we're still moving through this intestine exercise. Let's do another 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So what can you exhibit as symptoms, good symptoms from having done exercises like this? For one, physically, you'll physically improve your flexibility and mobility. It's true. When the muscles are a little bit more warm and relaxed, they actually give a little bit more. So that's okay. Number two, physically, you're also going to feel lesser pains, be it in the low back or even in your gastrointestinal system. So that's also a really good sign too. Number three, toxins are going to be hopefully released, and hopefully your trip to the bathroom will be less like a bus stop and more like a Formula One pit stop. In and out, quick and easy. So with that, let's go ahead and continue, and we'll talk more about the emotional as well as the mental benefits later on. All right, so from here, go ahead and step over to one side. Some of you may have done this before. Turn towards the bent knee, and then lean forward at that same angle that we did earlier. All right, so from here, we're letting one side open and one side compress. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though my mind is focused here, my eyes can be gently open, but if you feel like you need to close your eyes to kind of really focus in on this spot here, please go ahead and do so. Sometimes it's easier for someone to close their eyes, so they kind of like sensory deprive themselves of that sense and have their feeling more focused here. Let's do another 10 on this position, legs straight on one, bent on the other. 2, 3. Continue to breathe out. Release those toxins, guys. I'll tell you a little bit about that physical benefit when you release out the air. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, awesome. All right, go ahead and sweep around that heat. If you really are sensitive to the feelings and sensations and energy inside your body, this should feel a little bit warmer and this should feel a little cooler. So one last stop on the physical benefits, because there's many, but I think you'll be interested in this. Did you know that when you burn the fat, the actual burning process, right? So releasing of energy, part of it is carbon dioxide, and carbon and oxygen are the two elements that form fat. So 80 or 70 up to 80% of your fat gets released in your breath. That's amazing to me. So it's actually your breath that releases most of your fat cells, the ones that were fat cells. They burn into carbon dioxide, energy, and a few other things like water and so on. So most of it is through here. It's not just through your sweat or other things, mostly here. So continue to breathe. Make that a big part of your training. All right, let's go on the other side. Bending one knee, straighten the other side, and then over here, lean in towards the bent knee. And so now this side is flushed and this side is compressed. Go again for 1. Now you just go like, go out fat. 4, 5, 6. And it's okay to tell you stuff like that, yeah? Smile, tell your brain it's doing okay. That's reassurance is really important. All right, we're wrapping up our first 10, 9, 10. Let's get straight into the next 10 and breathe out whenever necessary. Don't hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Go ahead and sweep round. Whew. It's amazing how just something like this can actually, wow, make you feel like you're really cooling off your brain. If you're sweating, that's because your brain was hot and now you're cooling it down with that cerebral spinal fluid. Ooh, I got a couple of videos coming out on that soon, so make sure you watch us and follow us on Instagram. All right, now we're going to do something else. We're going to actually expand the front. Hi, Nisma, welcome to join us. All right, so from here, interlace the fingers. I want you to bring your feet together, but if you have trouble doing that, keep them just a little bit apart, but closer together. And then from here, I want you to first push forward your hip, not too far, and spread open your elbows so you feel that stretch opening inside your chest. And now watch this. After squeezing the glutes, so you're protecting the low back, push your upper back backwards, right? So there it is. You want to feel that entire opening right there. And then from there, ooh, challenge time. Pull up the hands, and usually when I ask you to do this, you start shaking, right? So the meridians are changing, the meridians are opening, that energy channel is opening. But here's the challenge. We're going to do intestine exercise whilst in this position. So we're stretching out the meridian points and we're stimulating the intestines to move in and out. So if you focus here, you'll see my fingers moving in and out. So my intestines are moving with my own direction and voluntary action, but at the same time, I'm opening up the meridians. So keep that going. 2, 3, don't worry, we won't stay here long, but stay present, stay patient. 5, 6, 7, breathe out. 9, 10, and one last go. 2, 3, 4, 5, stay with it. 6, 7, if you feel pain or discomfort, breathe it out. 8, 9, 10. You are in charge of how you feel. That's the amazing thing about the brain. The trick of the mind is that it always goes to where it's used to going, right? So it's used to going to, oh my God, I've got pains here. Oh my God, I got tensions here. Remember that you can also focus on how you go to those places. So do you go to those places worrying, oh my God, please don't hurt? Or, hey, I've come here to save you. Let's get rid of this feeling. Breathe out, relax your mind, and then you'll notice that the feeling does transform, it does change. So how you come to the feeling is very important. Get that mind right. All right, now let's go ahead and do the opposite. So we're actually going to bend from the hips now forward, and then go ahead and interlace the fingers and stretch out to the front and up. So there we have it. Showing it to you from the side, it's again another 30-degree bend, not a 45 like this, about 30-degree. Pulling up the hands as much as possible. So now our gut is nice and dropped right here, legs straight. Let's do it again. So we're stretching out the back, which is super important, and the spine, and then coming in and out. So if I was to put a finger right here for my intestines, you can see that my intestines are working. They're moving in and out, just like that. Good. And from here, we're going to stretch out further. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see my entire shirt moves every time I squeeze in and out, right? So that's how much movement I'd like for you. 9, 10, hold it. 2, 3, 4. So long as you're bringing circulation here to your low back, you shouldn't have to worry, because it's not only exposing the weaknesses inside your body, you're healing them at the same time by bringing that circulation to them. Last 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, relax the arms, and relax the spine. What's that word? Aishonada. Feels so good. So Aishonada feels so good. All right. So take a moment here to feel out where you have those discomforts. Let's go ahead and help them out. Why not? If you feel them here in your low back, go ahead and tap your low back. That's a nice, easy way to open up the acupressure points in your low back. One hand around the entire area, or the other hand, if you can't reach the entire area, or both hands if you want to go double up. Good. And if you felt it in your waist or around your hips, go ahead and tap this area too. Believe you me, already you are affecting your entirety with the emotional benefits of doing this. Just by stimulating your organs like this, you're also stimulating the hormonal release we talked about earlier with serotonin, dopamine. So good pain relievers, good rewarders for the entire system, telling you you're doing okay. So you get a general sense of relief, a lightness around your body. You don't feel as heavy, as lethargic, etc., etc. And yes, you will exhibit more levels of energy. So that's how you affect your emotion and mood disposition. All right, let's do this again. This time stretching the side meridian, so we're also closing in on one side and opening up the other side. So follow me here with your hand just slightly bent from the elbow, and I want your one hand here in the lower intestines. Let's lean to one side. The goal being feeling an opening on one side of the body, just right there. Good. Now, you can go further if you feel like this is too light. By all means, use your own level of progression. Now here, pulling in and out. Oh, there. So it becomes a little difficult, right, to move things around when you've got other parts stretched. But that's the point. The fascia that we have around our skin and our body is so tight that we often forget to release it. And this can be detrimental to our organs as well as our muscle tension. So make sure you're moving in and out. All right, let's go one more. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. 7, 8. Smile a little bit. Tell your brain you're doing okay. 9, 10. Woo, release. And if your shoulder got a little heavy or tired, lifting it up there, tap that too. All right? So wherever you felt it in your arms, underside, side of the body, exhale through. Great job. All right, shake that off. And then feel the difference between the one side and the other. You should be able to feel a vivid difference. One may be feeling more heavier or lighter. One may be feeling a little bit more easier to move. One may be feeling a little more heavier or difficult to move. Let's try the other side now. All right, over here, just like that. Now, as you lean to one side, make sure you feel that meridian, or let's call it the side of your torso, open up all the way from your waist up until the armpit, or at least until your rib cage. And then from here, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. 8, 9, 10. Good. Keep your mind focused right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel it out. 6, 7, 8. You can go lower if you feel like you can. 9, 10, and release. Hi, Shonada. Same thing applies. You feel like it's gotten a little heavy, hanging out there, go ahead and tap it. Really easy way to release emotional tension inside the body. Tapping. Good. All right, sweep round. There it is. Okay, so let's go do a well-rounder before we get into our breathing exercises with our gut. So right here, final one for our exercises, standing up. Keep the knees nice and soft, yeah? So don't, let's say, make them rigid or locked, nice and soft. And the same thing with the hips. And then up here, pull the hands back. So now you got your spine nice and arched. So this is the natural spine. And then you kind of arch it a little bit. Good. So we're opening up that front And let's go ahead. Let's do just 10 on each one. 1, pulling in and out right here. 3, 4, good. So hands behind your head. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, good. Over to one side, close in on this side, open up, so we're just going around. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over to the front. So I'm arching my spine the other way, right? So bending concave. And 2, 3, 4, getting a little warm. 5, 6, breathe out. If you feel anything like uncomfortable, unfamiliar, just say, I love my pain. I love my discomfort. Let your brain know that it can get a little comfortable in the uncomfortable. And over to the other side. Last one. Over here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, Shonada. I gotta tell you, my spine is really feeling this one today. Okay, so finally, for our spirit, for our mind, imagine if your brain had so much circulation running through it, like just the amount of fuel that it's getting from all of your bodily systems. And all of that fuels your thinking. Well, what if, rather than think about different things or focus on different things, we just redistributed all that fuel and made it more focused down here? We'd have less to work with or to fuel our thoughts. So that's what you're feeling right now. Not only are you releasing cerebral spinal fluid by, pumping up the spine, twisting and opening up the spine so you cool off the brain and thus it doesn't have to overthink, but also you're redistributing its circulation so it's feeling more than it is thinking. So it's a lot, well, maybe distraction, but I would say conscious diversion. So that way, you're not thinking as much and you're clearer, but your body is also feeling more, doing more. A lot better balance. All right, let's get into our breath. Aha. All right. So with this one with abdominal breathing, if you've done breathing with us before in brain education, sometimes you like to first focus on the chest and then go straight to the abdomen after that, or other parts like the diaphragm or different meridian points, energy points. So in the beginning, we're going to focus on just the intestine. So similar to how we did the movement before, only this time it's much more focused on the breathing that gets involved. So yes, now you can put them together in tandem. The balloon inflates, you inhale and inhale through the nose. The balloon contracts, you exhale and exhale out through the mouth. Now notice the quality of the breath. What we call this is cosmic breath. So when you inhale in, the feeling should be so smooth, so soft that a feather, if placed in front of your nose, in front of your mouth, barely moves. So it's kind of like barely fluttering as you inhale. So clearly it's not like otherwise the feather will blow right up your nose, right? So try and be a little bit more gentle, but deep still with your breath. More soft and more subtle. All right, so from here, straighten up the spine, tuck in the chin gently to lengthen the back of the neck. And your hands are nicely placed, just comfortably, on your abdomen. So from here, I begin my inhale. Abdomen expands. And then I go into my exhale. Abdomen contracts. When I inhale in, I can almost see the breath, even though it doesn't really get down here. Energetically, it goes past my diaphragm and out through the mouth. Inhale in. Expand this entire area here. Exhale out. So it's really nice and simple where you can use your imagination or even just your feeling. Really expand like a balloon is living inside your body. A hot air balloon continuously inflating and deflating in accordance with your breath. And you can also use your breath for more than just the physical or the energetic. You can use it for the spiritual. What that means is if you see any information that you don't want inside your being, your mind, your body, use your exhale. Carry them out. Breathing should feel like an exchange. An exchange of air, old for the new. An exchange for information, old for the new. An exchange of energy, old for the new. So you can even use your inhale to superimpose and power that up. Inhale all the good. Imagine every breath of air carries life, carries creativity. That breath of air is going to carry you forward into your new project, into your new relationship, into your new tasks. That's not even a sentiment, that's a real thing. Without it, you couldn't go forward. So every extra long, deep breath and power you take in, the more you can do. And every long unattachment, exhale out, you let go of, the lighter you become, so that you can do. Keep your mind focused here. If any of you have done the belly button healing or the gut and brain healing workshop before, the tool here could be useful in really feeling out the intestine and pushing into the different places. So you feel like it's pressing in as you squeeze and contract, and pressing out. More than anything, it provides a very vivid neurofeedback for your brain, so it knows exactly where to focus. So make sure that you do the extra effort to really press your concentration here. Feel the expansion. Give yourself more to focus on. If it's the body moving in and out, if it's the breath, the feeling of it pushing the body in and out, if it's the imagination of the breath coming in a certain shape, color, or form, and expanding your insides, and then leaving. If it's the thoughts that you bring in, good or bad, and the ones you bring out, true or false. This could be a great self-monitoring mechanism in which we can really delve into what it is we bring into our body and what it is we bring out. Do we notice our energy change or weaken when we bring in all those good words or the ones that are bad? Do memories strike you? And do they stick? Which ones stayed? Which ones left? Which ones are new? Which ones are old? This is also a way in which you can watch your mind and where it wanders. Does it wander more into the past as you breathe in and out and fall into the safety and comfort of your body? Or does it go into the future, the hopes, or maybe anxiously towards the uncertainty? Watch where it goes. Observe it for now. Make a point to listen to the patterns your body exhibits physically, energetically, informationally, mentally. Just watch. This is a form of self-discovery too. What are we like when we find comfort? Where do we go to fill this void? Or do we go anywhere at all? Good. From here, let's go ahead and get into our energy Qigong meditation. Rub your hands first together. Make them nice and warm. Really feel out the different parts of your palms. And let's go ahead and do something we hadn't usually done to prepare our fingers before. In the tips of these fingers are acupressure points that lead in connection to the center, where you have the gate. So let's go ahead and tap these acupressure points together, just the tips of the fingers. Let's do that for about 30 seconds. So you want your mind to fully focus on the palpation, the sensation, the tapping of these fingers. Good. Keep focused. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the breath. Relaxing the chest. You got about 10 seconds left. Keep that going. Good. Focusing only on the tips of the fingers for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Slow down. Hands further apart, and start to feel the sensation between the hands first. So in the beginning, sink in to your sense. Follow with deep relaxation. The more relaxation and comfort in your body, the deeper the sensation. Don't lose focus, because it's going to be between the hands in which you feel the most, and inside your hands. Move them slowly, so that it doesn't become much about the movement, but more about the feeling. And as you move in and out, feel, sense. Just like in the breathing, each of these moments are opportunities to really watch where your mind wanders, what imagination it brings, what feelings it beholds. As you move, sense. And as you move, feel what changes. And if you can describe it with simple primal feeling, is it heat? Is it warmth? Is it cool? Is it stuck? Is it icky, gooey? Is it heavy? Or is it light? Does it feel easy? Does it feel challenging and hard? Do you feel like you're floating? Or do you really feel like you're carrying something? As you begin to raise your sense and sensibility about this Qigong meditation, let's go ahead and move our palms down towards our lower abdomen and perform Qigong with our lower abdomen. This could be seen as an energetic exchange between our palms and our second chakra, or otherwise Danjun, or even just the bioelectric matter that's arranging itself and organizing inside your intestines. So the feeling may be different. It may be more subtle. It may be very vivid. Whatever it is, allow whatever feeling you have to happen. No need to predicate, judge, think, analyze. Allow it. No need to make sense of it in that way, but you do need to sense it. And if you don't sense anything at all, keep focusing, keep relaxing. This comes with time and focus, as well as interest. Breathe out any unnecessary thinking, analyzing, critiquing. Qigong is defined by going beyond thought, beyond emotion, and into deeper brainwaves of feeling. See if you can at least keep your mind in feeling, rather than wandering towards other things. Stay with your feeling. Good. From here, slowly lift up your hands, and let's go to this brain up here. So you may feel, or may not feel, but at least imagine a field around your brain. Your brain is hyperactive, making new connections, releasing old ones, exchanging with messages and energies between one cell and the next, building bonds and bridges, and burning old ones. Your brain is constantly rewiring, recreating, rebuilding. Move to different parts of the brain where you feel most heavy, and give that a little attention. The front. If it feels a little lethargic or heavy, give that a little attention. Good. And slowly down. Relaxing your hands all the way to your knees. Good job. Go ahead from here, take a deep breath in, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then go ahead and sweep your palms together. Make them nice and warm. Rub, 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 rub. Make them nice and hot. And then from here, close your eyes. Rolling your eyes to the right. Rolling your eyes to the left. And sweep down. And sweep back. And relax. All the way down. Hi, Shona. Feels so good. All right, let's wrap up this session, and then I'd love to hear from you in your sharings, please. So go ahead, hands over your dungeon. Let's go ahead, greet each other, thank each other for the time we've shared together. The word is kamsamnida, and it means thank you. Go ahead. Kamsamnida, and thank your neighbors if anyone's around. Kamsamnida. Kamsamnida. Well done, well done, well done. Awesome, awesome. Awesome work, you guys, in self-discovery and really coming into that gut, as well as your feeling, your sense, and really changing, transforming not only your physical but also your emotional, spiritual, informational. Well done, well done, well done, well done. I hope that you guys felt it palpably. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with us. You're welcome, Marcella. I really appreciate it. And I really do enjoy delving into this myself. So this is very fruitful and joyful for me. So thank you. Very beautiful as always. You're welcome, Miss V. I really appreciate your comments too and your presence. Great energy, I'm sure. So go ahead, you guys. This is going to be available on YouTube from here on end. You're welcome, Nesma. I appreciate it. And this is going to be available for you to practice. So the good thing is that during the Ramadan sessions, I don't know if you guys noticed, we've made them a little bit shorter. So about 45 to 50 minutes, maybe a little bit less sometimes. And that's because we wanted to kind of concise the time. We know a lot of you are very busy. And so that is going to be up available later. Oh, thanks for letting us know, V. We'll take care of that and we'll look at that later. All right, so make sure that you do come back to this training or other trainings that we've had in Ramadan. Use it in the times you don't have a chance to kind of pop in on the live. That way you can really readjust or reset your own physical, mental, emotional states, and then you'll have a great day up ahead. All right, guys, so I hope that you enjoyed it and that later, maybe you guys can join me on the Insta Live later this week, and hopefully on the Thursday, if you guys are joining the Arabic session too, or sorry, Tuesday with the Arabic session, Thursday for the Insta Live. I got those mixed. Now they're switched now. All right, guys. So check out the link in the Instagram for all the follow-up connections. We've got the Heroes Program, Bonding with Family, in another 2 weeks' time. So make sure you and your family sign up for that. And I will see you in the next time. Master Maz from Bedouin Middle East, out.